Hey YouTube, I wanted to make a quick little update for those of you who are following my Mercury project. Some of you might have known, as I mentioned in a couple of videos I think, that I was getting an 8-track player rebuilt so I could have an 8-track player on the Mercury and not only have my cassettes to listen to, but also 8 tracks, in which I'm building a sizable collection of in the recent few months and weeks. But my 8-track player came back, and it was tested and working when I got it. Unfortunately, it does not fit in this car for a number of different reasons. For starters, the actual deck itself, the 8-track, for the car, in order for the cartridge to go in here, it actually ends, the cartridge would end right here. I just put that back in, but I had it out a few minutes ago, and that radio, the radio ends before this even ends. It ends like right here. The radio itself is quite shallow. So this thing is almost double the actual size of the head unit itself. Is almost double the size of the factory radio that's in there. So this thing would stick back quite a ways, significantly, to the point where I'd probably have to push some things out of the way in order to get this to be able to fit correctly. The second problem that it has is this here faceplate has this shallow well and this deep well for the differences in spindle length on the volume knob and the tuner knob. See that this one goes deeper. This one does not. It's the same because it's got this sleeve over it. You can't take this off. So I would have to drill out this hole here in order for the radio plate to even go on fully to the face of this radio, and that would forever eliminate the possibility of me ever putting the original radio back in, which is actually in better shape than this this one right here, even though this one's been refurbished. So, the third and probably easiest thing to fix, but also kind of annoying, is the harness. 8-track players are all stereo. It's a stereo 8-track player. So even though this is a base model AM radio, instead of being mono speakers, it is stereo speakers. So it has 2 speaker wires on it. This is the orange is for the front speaker, and the yellow is for the rear speakers. This radio is a 1-speaker radio. It's a mono system, so it's 1 speaker wire for all 3 speakers. 2 of those speakers have been rewired for my cassette deck down there, which is going to the rear, making this radio just get the volume coming out of the dash speaker, the 1 dash speaker, but it's all 1 wire. So I'd have to rewire this connector. This connector, I would not have to rewire, and it would actually just plug in. So that's the only thing, the only compatible part of this whole radio. The antenna spots in the same, antenna holes in the same spots, that's okay. This thing right here is non-existent on my car. There's nothing to ratchet this to. So the radio would just be kind of sitting in there, and it wouldn't be secured to anything, which is not good. And on top of all that, like I said before, even though this has been refurbished, rebuilt, whatever, it's been converted so it's a digital signal instead of an analog signal, so the signal strengths will come in stronger and such. This was a radio that I got out of a similar car from the same property in which which this car was found, my family's property. So essentially, it did come out of a 70s Ford, but it would appear that it was a slightly newer model or slightly different model than this car is, because it does not fit correctly. So, and it was also parked with the windows down. As you can see, there's a bunch of dust and crap that's behind the face of this. I'd have to take this apart to clean that out, whereas this one is crystal clear. It looks brand new. So I'm pretty disappointed I can't get 8 tracks as of right now. I'll probably, I spent a lot of money on this, so I'll probably end up figuring out a way to get this to work at some point, but as of right now, it's not going to, which is, again, a pretty big letdown. I want to thank, regardless of the fact that this isn't going in the car anytime soon, I want to thank the person who actually built this for me. They were called Barry's 8-Track and Classic Car Radio Repair, and you can find them at Barry's 8-Track and Classic Car Radio Repair.com, which I will link in the description. He's a pretty nice guy, Barry is. His prices are pretty steep for what he does, but he's one of the only people who does it, and he's not a spring chicken, so God knows how long you're still going to be able to get a radio done up like this. I wish there was a way I could show you it working. He does have a video on his YouTube channel of it working, but of course that's not in the car, so I wouldn't be able to, you know, I wouldn't be able to show you it actually working while it's installed, but it'll happen someday, and if it doesn't go in this car, it'll end up going in a different car, but yeah, it is unfortunate, but the 8-Track is not going to be going into the 74 Monterey anytime soon, at least. So there's a little disappointment / update thing for you, for those of you who care. I am just about done with the engine project on this. I'm just waiting for someone to help me break it in, then it'll be hopefully drivable again soon. So I'll be able to start making videos on some other stuff and keep on trucking. So I'll see you when I see you.